So like everyone else, at the beginning of 2020, I was just in a season of waiting. I was waiting to see next steps for a job change. I was waiting to see how I might live out some of the passions and callings I had. I was waiting and still am waiting to see God fulfill some of the promises that I felt like He's given me. And what was interesting about last year is I wasn't in that season of waiting alone. It felt like for the first time in a long time, the whole world was in this season together. Like across the globe, we were in the season of waiting. We were waiting to see solutions. We were waiting to know what was happening. We were waiting to see situations resolved. We were waiting to see family and friends that we hadn't seen in so long, maybe to go back to work or to go back to church or just live the way we wanted to live. And when you look at last year, you see that people waited differently. Some were really great stewards of their time and what was going on, and they did incredible things, and they formed new relationships, and they became better people. And others didn't do that. Their hearts hardened, they had ugly sides that came out, and they ruined relationships and they destroyed opportunities. And so as I was just kind of sitting in this season of waiting and talking to God about it a lot and really reflecting on it and watching other people wait in different capacities, I just kind of came to the Lord one day and was like, if I'm going to be in a season of waiting, I want to know how to wait. How do you tell us as believers to wait? What does it look like to wait well? And so He led me to Scripture. And when you open up the Bible, there's just so many opportunities of what it looks like to wait and how God is so gracious in that waiting period. The first one that comes to mind is that those 400 years between the Old Testament and the New Testament, when people are just waiting to hear from God. But what does He do? He sends Jesus to save His people. And we see that our God is a God we can trust. We have Abraham and Sarah who were promised generations to come after them, and yet they were waiting on a child. But God came through. And then we have David, who is anointed king while he's young and has to just wait for so long to finally be appointed king. And so kind of looking back on what I had learned from the Word and all of my conversations with God, as I just kind of wrestled through this season and spent a lot of time at my house and on the piano, that's where Wait Well came from. It was just me trying to figure out with God, when I encounter a season of waiting, how can I wait well? How can I wait in a way that's honoring and glorifying to you? And so the lyrics point right towards that. He told me, when you're waiting, you can just sit at my feet and just trust me. Like, I have good plans for you. And if you will just sit and if you'll just worship me and just adore me and love me, I will take care of you. And so I'm just praying that as seasons of waiting come, I am able to come out looking more like Him. And I just hope the song speaks to you if you are in a season of waiting, or in the future, whatever that season of waiting looks like, that you would just find rest in knowing that He's holding you, and you can just find comfort in the trust that you have in Him.